This segment's brought to you by CloseQuartersCombat.com. Discover how to defeat even the most violent street criminals regardless of your size, strength, or experience at CloseQuartersCombat.com.
Okay, in this lesson we're going to talk about the difference between strength and speed in a street fight. And what people naturally tend to gravitate towards is focusing on the strength, the power behind their strikes. That's why the number one strike that's often thrown in a regular street fight is the haymaker, because it gives you the furthest reach, it gives you the most power, the most strength, because you're hauling it back from way back here. So people often tend to use that as their first strike, just instinctually. You go for the power. You want to do it all in one strike. But the problem with that is, the further I go back, the more reaction time he has to react to it, to move, to deflect it, and kind of just gear up for your assault. So when I end up coming through, all this power that if he were just to stand there, yeah, it'd be a knockout punch. But if I'm coming through like this, he's going to have more than enough time to react. That's why you see in a lot of street fights that are caught on tape, people will start wailing away, they start coming off with haymakers, and they really don't land anything. Because if the target's not where I expect to hit it, or if he's deflecting it, it's not going to do a lot of good. So what you've got to do is you've got to buy yourself some time to be able to pull off that power strike. And how you do that is with speed. Your first strike should always be focused more on speed than power, and here's why. You can see even in the regular haymaker, if we were standing here just kind of toughing it out, well, what happens? When I go to pull back, what happens with my lead hand? It naturally comes forward. So if I'm here, I'm rearing back to strike. Well, why put this to waste? Why give him all that reaction time to be able to deflect my strike? So what you're going to do is you always focus on speed first, not power, not strength. So from here, if it's a face-to-face encounter, you can very easily just put your hand right up into his face. That takes no time. He has no reaction time whatsoever to be able to do that. I can just boom, boom, boom. He has no reaction time. It comes way in underneath his peripheral vision. He won't catch it in time, and I will take out his sight just by putting my hand in his face. Okay, so from here, toughing it out, can't de-escalate it. You try diffusing it. Hey man, don't want anything to do with it. He says, nope, not going to have any of that. Boom. Now while I've got my front hand going, what's happening with my back hand? My back hand is coming back for that power strike. First one takes him off balance, puts him on the defensive. Second one comes through with the power. So in your strikes, when you're looking at first strike options and your training, always try starting with the speed strike first.
This segment's brought to you by CloseQuartersCombat.com. Discover how to defeat even the most violent street criminals regardless of your size, strength, or experience at CloseQuartersCombat.com.